morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Welcome. It's a Monday morning. I hope you guys are good and you had a really fantastic weekend. You're all rested. So this is actually my delayed Sunday weekly analysis. So I'm actually doing it this morning, on a Monday morning. It's actually a public holiday where I'm at, so I'm literally taking a break from the chats today. But I wanted to drop this video because I know that there are people who actually follow my analysis for the week. So my apologies for not posting this on Sunday as I usually do. But I'm hoping that it'll still be beneficial even now. So when I look at, usually I look at a couple of pairs of asset classes. So I'm just gonna start with US 30 today because I've been watching it since I just got into the chat a few minutes ago. So US 30, we are on the weekly time frame. As you can see, we've been generally bullish for a very long time on US 30. I'm still bullish on this asset class, just bearing in mind what's been happening in the last couple of weeks. We've been rejecting the lows, this side, sell side zone, and we've just been pushing up. Over a week ago, we did really show a strong descent on price. But then last week, we then came really strongly and pushed up. So right now, I'm still thinking we are bullish. I see a lot of liquidity levels up here that need to be taken out. And I feel that that may be the case. But this is on the weekly. Let me just dial down onto the um, daily. What is the daily time frame telling me? So on the daily, we kind of see a bit more of a sideways move. So technically, we've not really been very clear on direction, but obviously these are the indices, so you can really catch big moves even when you're just the market is in consolidation. Um, so what I'm seeing today is there's a potential possibility for price to actually try and get to the 35,044 levels, or even maybe the 35,529 levels. Not today, but I'm saying like in the next, probably this week. Let me see how far we are, about 300 to, let's say, 800 pips, which is a possibility when you're talking about US 30. But because I know that there's an interesting level up here at basically here, at the 35, 5, I guess the 35, 500 zone. Okay, so we have this zone up here, you know. I'm just saying it's very possible that US 30 may try to push up there this week. Okay. So I'm definitely bullish as we speak. Let me look at the 8 hour, telling me the same thing. We did get to a zone of resistance. We may even push lower first. Okay. Take out some of the lows here before we continue on our upside trend, but just know that long term, I think US 30 is bullish, but you may scalp or day trade it in opposite direction. Let me look at the 1 hour. So yes, we've been pushing down, and we kind of tried to push down here in the last one hour, but then we kind of rejected this zone, obviously, and are looking like we still need to push up before we push down. So I'm really still bullish on this pair right now, this asset class, because we pushed up here, we then retested this zone down here and have just been, scaling higher lows and higher highs. So on this is on the hourly time frame, okay? So unless something happens, the only time I'll be looking at sells is if possibly we break structure below the 34,499 level or 34,500 zone. That's when I'll begin to be looking at sells on the shorter term. But long term, we are bullish. Yeah. If I even look at the 5 minute um, scenario, so you can see we've just been kind of, in a very interesting pattern here. We were kind of like in a distribution kind of phase. We then broke out of this zone here, and then we pushed back into it. And, looks like we are still trying to scale higher highs and so on and so forth. So I'm bullish on US 30. Let me look at gold, one of my favorite pairs to trade. Gold, I think I've been relatively bullish on it, but since last week, I've been looking at gold now beginning to drop. But let me just look at this a bit more. So I'm just hold on, guys. I'm trying to see why. Okay. Anyway, so gold is looking bearish on the weekly. Okay, there is still this untapped liquidity below here. Okay, at the 1675. How long it takes us to get there, I think that's about 735 pips away. So I'm still bearish. I'm still bearish unless something happens. I'm still seeing rejection upside. We've been definitely bearish for a while, in as much as we had some good bull runs a couple of weeks, but really since July 2020, 27 of 2020, of July 2020, we've been bearish. Okay, so I still feel we are still bearish. And unless unless we break these highs, then I'll be looking at buys. But right now I'm bearish on the weekly. My daily is telling me, again, we still have liquidity, sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity down here. And so I'm anticipating that, we should at least 100 to like maybe 350 pips, we should push lower slightly. Okay, we should push lower. Also, let me look at the 8-hour. Yeah, when I'm looking at the price action as well, I'm just seeing there was a bit of a rejection. This could have been a fake out last week, faking us out to believe that gold was still gonna buy. So I'm still bearish on gold generally, guys. So let me look at Euro AUD. I'm first gonna look at the pairs that I look, and Euro AUD is just looking bearish as well. Evidently, this is on the 8-hour. On the weekly is looking very bearish. So I'm not even going to take too much time looking at it. I'm sure Euro AUD is trying to just scale lower highs here and lower lows. So I'm bearish on that. I don't spend too much time on looking at it. Similarly, EuroCAD has been bearish, and we kind of have, gotten to a weekly level of structure. We may see EuroCAD bounce off this zone on the weekly. This is the 143991 zone. We may see Euro AUD just bounce off that area. Okay, so we've been bearish, but then we've gotten to a very interesting level of structure here, and we may see once we hit, let's say, the 143,747 zone. We're not too far from that. I'd like to see the 44 pip distance. I want to see if we'll break through or we will bounce off. I have a feeling that we may bounce off. Even if we break through, we definitely will be seeing a lot of buyers coming in at this point in time. But we are definitely in a sideways kind of thing happening here. There are levels of liquidity below here, so we may continue to push lower. How low is a question, but just know that there's a level of structure here and another one here and another one below here that may be retested. But at the end of the day, I'll still want to see EuroCAD continue to push up. But right now we are at a very strong level of structure. When I look at the daily, telling me the same thing. So at this point in time, it's just a matter of waiting to see what happens in the New York session. Will we push up? If I begin to see opportunity to buy, my initial bias will be to push up once it bounces off this zone. So possibly we'll see a movement like, let me try and see, probably bounce down and then push up and probably bounce back again. And then maybe that's when we'll be able to break the structure down, because we are relatively bearish, but we're on a strong level of structure. So this level here may cause a rejection. That's Euro CAD, and then Euro JPY. Look at the yen pairs. Yen pairs are looking interesting, quite bullish. This on the daily, on the weekly, similarly looking quite bullish. We may attempt to take out, some highs up here. Possibly that's what's happening right now. There's some liquidity, sell side liquidity up here, so it may push up. Looking pretty bullish, actually. Looking on the weekly bullish, on the daily quite bullish. Let me see. About 240 pips. There's room for it to push up about anywhere between 100 to 250 pips upside. But again, New York session will really give me the direction, but I am bullish on Euro JPY. So far I've said Euro AUD bearish, Euro CAD bearish still, but potential to bounce off a strong support zone or level. And then Euro JPY is looking bullish, but let me just confirm with another yen pair here. Let me look at GBP JPY. Yes, telling me the same thing. Technically bullish. We broke through previous daily zone that was pretty strong, and now we are still pushing up. 8 hourly. Yeah, we are bullish. The yen is looking quite weak. We broke a key level here. We broke a key level here. And possibly trying to get the 155 zone and above, 156 even possible. But again, we're going to wait and see what happens in the New York. But right now, this is pretty much looking, we pushed up, we're scaling higher highs, higher lows. We broke this previous level of structure here, okay, and it actually retested and then broke past it. We broke this high as well. So looking pretty much bullish on the yen pair GBP USD. Similarly, we kind of, this is really nice. So we did take out some daily liquidity zones, okay, which I had anticipated last week as I've marked my chart there, but I just want to look at it again from a clean slate. Yeah, so right now we are kind of looking bullish. There's a nice level up here at 1.42322. What depends when we'll get here, but right now levels of liquidity up here. We took out the lows here with this this candle here, and then we began to push up. So the last 2 weeks GU has been bullish, which we've seen in the market. Last week was NFP, so that actually helped push GU up. I'm still thinking we're still pushing up. Let me look at USD JPY though. UJ is wow, UJ is just on a roll right now. And what UJ is doing again is just taking out liquidity up here. So we are definitely still pushing up, okay? Seeing potential for us to get to the 118, 248 or 120 zone, okay? Or even 122 levels. So pretty much bullish on UJ, daily similarly looking the same, but we can see that technically UJ has also been in some level of structure here. So we possibly we pushed down, then we kind of broke structure here, and then now pushing up and possibly trying to get to the 118, 120 zone. So that's where I'm at. I'm bullish on this pair for now, but again, we will see what happens in the New York. Let me look at Euro USD, which is one of the most popularly traded pairs. We can see that the dollar has gained quite some, and that's why we are dropping. And yeah, Euro USD is looking quite bearish. We pushed up and now we've kind of broken structure here. you know, took out previous low levels here. Whether we continue, we're looking very bearish on the weekly, but this candlestick that's, you know, is beginning to look bullish. So we may see some reprieve and a continuation and maybe an attempt to continue pushing up. But right now, we are looking very bearish on Euro USD, and I won't be surprised if we attempt to get to the 1.3 45, you know, which is about how many pips away? About 224 pips away. Yeah. Let me look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a distribution thing going on here. But like I said, we look like we are trying to open on a positive note. But so far, I'm still thinking we're bearish. The only time I'll begin to look for buys is if we actually push up, retest, and continue to the upside. But right now, I'm still kind of bearish on this level pair and thinking that we may need to get lower before, maybe even to the 14,000 zone before we push up completely nicely. But 8 hour, yeah, I mean, look at this structure, guys. You can't really argue with the structure. There's really little, the candles volume is maybe not so much right now because I guess it's a Monday, but technically are still bearish on Euro USD. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. Let me look at AUD USD. Should be looking like it wants to rise as of last week, but let's see how this week is looking. Yeah, there we are. AUD USD, like I anticipated, is looking bullish quite some. So we may be attempting to get to the 74,000 and above levels, which is what, about 60, 80, 100 pips. So the 8 hour though. Weekly, yeah, weekly. So anything, we may be trying to take out these highs here. So above 74,500, maybe something we might try to attempt to get to this level here. So bullish on AUD USD. So guys, I hope my analysis has been helpful. My weekly analysis has been helpful. We are generally looking at USD pairs gaining, like USD JPY, but based on how they're paired, like Euro USD GU, we may be seeing GU climbing, possibly AU climbing, but Euro USD, you know, maybe dropping, but it's at a zone and so on and so forth. Let me just look at it again. It's at a zone, yeah, it's at a zone right now. I'm not sure it's ready to climb up. It may climb up later, but we may see a drop first before we see the push up. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted you guys to be able to have an idea of how I'm looking at the charts this week. And I'll also encourage you guys, please drop onto my Discord channel. If you don't know what Discord is, just download it either onto your laptop or your phone, and then just look for Fierce Trade House Discord. But I'm gonna drop the link, and I think you'll be getting more value there because it'll be a bit more structured in how we share our content. We'll be sharing charts, analysis, and content just on different pairs and so on and so forth, just to help the community grow in knowledge a bit better. So thank you guys, and see you soon.